What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and in today's video, let's talk about the Hisuian starters that were officially revealed today by Game Freak themselves in the latest trailer. And we don't need to go over the trailer as we're just going to be focusing on the brand new starters. So if you don't want to see what they actually look like or any other details, then this is probably not the video for you, because we are going to go into full spoiler information and we're going to talk about which starter is actually the best starter for going through the game in. So let's just look at the starters here. So we got Hisuian Typhlosion, and we got Hisuian decidueye, and we got Hisuian Samurott. So here's our three Hisuian starters. Typhlosion is Fire Ghost, decidueye is Grass Fighting, and Samurott is Water and Dark. So they all have a trio around each other. Each one beats each other twice actually, so which is pretty cool. Design wise, they didn't change too much. Typhlosion is very much the same. Even with the flames on, it's very similar. Samurott feels very similar. The decidueye definitely got the biggest change, and I think is personally my favorite design wise. However, we're not talking about looks today. We're talking about the stats of the Pokemon and their move sets, and which ones I think is personally going to be the best one to take you through Pokemon's Legends Arceus. And before we dive in, I want to mention you can get the other starters in the post game, so you can get all three of them. But yeah, so starting with Typhlosion, Fire Ghost type, has a signature move, Infernal Parade, which is a ghost special move that deals 60 damage. This move deals double damage if the opponent is affected with a status effect, and it has a chance of burning, which ends up being a 30% chance of burn. So that's pretty good. So it can do 120 damage if it's affected by a status effect. However, you'll only be hitting for 60 originally. And looking at our stats here, 119 is our big special attack. That's a really good stat. And 95 is speed. So just looking at this base information, this is really good. 119 special attacks, big damage, is nothing to scarf at. 95 speed is pretty fast, especially for this game. I mean, it would be nice if it was 100 like original Typhlosion, but we can live with this. The issue with Typhlosion, and actually probably the main reason why I'm personally not going to use this Pokemon as my starter anymore, is we're going to be looking at the move pool here on the right. And this move pool is not good. So looking at the move pool, we can see that you learn Hex, which is good. Like, you get a lot of good fire special moves. You get a lot of good ghost special moves, right? You get Shadow Ball, you get Overheat, you get Flamethrower, you get Infernal Parade. Like, you're getting a lot of good fire and ghost special moves. However, what other special moves do we even get? We get Swift. Like, that's a special move. I mean, Ominous Wind is another ghost move, right? Mystical Fire is another fire move. Shadow Ball is another ghost move. We get Hyper Beam. So that is all of our special moves. I mean, we got Calm Mind, which is pretty good, right? So your moveset ends up being like Flamethrower or Overheat, Shadow Ball or Infernal Parade, Calm Mind, and then like Swift, or you just run with another fire move or ghost move. The thing is, like, this thing has incredible physical coverage, but its physical attack is only 84. This is not great. So yeah, you're going to be sort of stuck with just fire and ghost moves, which is why I sort of don't recommend Typhlosion. There are going to be better fire types and better ghost types, or better mons that have better move pools. And move sets do matter a lot in this game, per se. And there's also no Will-O-Wisp or any way to guarantee get a status effect, which is pretty important in my opinion, and especially from playing the game. I'm about 30 hours into the game. I think status effects are incredibly important, especially for catching. Typhlosion really doesn't provide any of that. So I just cannot recommend Typhlosion. I do think he could potentially be good in competitive play in Gen 9, but for in-game for Legends Arceus, I just cannot say I'm too happy with Typhlosion's moveset. I think the moveset honestly hurt this Pokemon a lot more, but I like everything else about him for sure. Next up, we got Hisuian Decidueye, which is a grass fighting type. And looking at the stats here, defensively, actually solid stats, 88 HP, 80 defense, and 95 Spadef is actually sort of makes it a little bit bulkier. It's not too bulky, but I can definitely take a hit in that 95 Spadef is actually pretty nice. The best stat is the 112 attack. That's going to be incredibly nice. However, the really low speed of 60 hurts a lot. That hurts a lot. And so currently in my playthrough, I am playing with the decidueye. And that speed stat does matter. That does matter. And 95 special attack sort of seems like a waste to make it a mixed attacker, because the reality is your attack is just so much higher than your special attack that you're going to be missing out on a lot. But let's actually dive into the moveset and you'll see more what I'm saying. But I do love the design. So triple arrows is the signature move here, which is a physical fighting move which does 50 damage. The user delivers an axe kick and fires 3 arrows. This raises the chance of its future attacks landing critical hits and also lowers the opponent's defensive stats. So 50 damage is not a lot. The move is really cool looking, which is, doesn't really matter, but it's cool looking. When you run this move agile style, it's actually incredible. If you can agile style use this move, because it doesn't matter about the damage, it matters that you increase your crit hit rate and you'll lower the opponent's defense. Those are the massive things about this move. And if you do agile style, there is a chance that you can move again. So this is actually a great way to set yourself up to knock out the opponent the next turn, which if you did it correctly, if you're fast enough, then you would just go again immediately after doing triple arrows. So I think there is some great gameplay mechanic viability with this Pokemon, which is I'm actually personally enjoying it for that. But then we look at the move pool here, and I think the move pool is really good, but I think the speed stat ends up hurting. But let's dive in. So 1, triple arrows is our only physical fighting move that we'll be using. He does not get close combat. That is devastating for a fighting type. Not having close combat on this thing is pretty devastating in my opinion. I think triple arrows into close combat would have been a crazy combo. But we do not get close combat. However, we do get Brave Bird. So the set I've been running is triple arrows and Brave Bird and Leaf Blade, right? So we get dual stab. Brave Bird flying is incredible attack stab, right? And then you can run a coverage move, which ends up either being Psycho Cut or Shadow Claw, depending on what you're actually trying to take out. And, it really depends. They're both really good. Shadow Claw is just great neutral. You're going to hit pretty much everything, right? And, because ghost types are immune to fighting, it's actually really good coverage on that too. But, you are weak to poison, so it's nice having Psycho Cut for all the poison types. And because you can just punch through dark types, you don't really care. So both of those moves are great. Special-wise, has a decent move set. I mean, you could use Leaf Storm. Aura Sphere is actually really nice, which actually ends up being the best fighting move this guy gets. Energy Ball. But you don't really have a good special move set, so you're not ever going to use special once you actually get to this final form. The big issue, like I said, is the speed stat is just really low. And a lot of things can outspeed you, and you are 4 times weak to flying. You're 4 times weak to flying, which is really not great. You're also weak. I mean, you're weak to ice. You're weak to fire. You're weak to fairy. You're weak to poison. You're weak to psychic. You're weak to a lot of things. I'm sure I'm probably missed something else too. But just off the top of my head, you're weak to a lot of things, and being slow is not great. Which means, you got to be a little bit tankier. So it is nice that you have a little bit more tankiness with a special defense stat. But I think the decidueye was really close to being perfect. I think the biggest issue is the speed, and also not getting close combat's another big thing for me. But I can live without close combat if I at least had base 85 speed. We could have reduced some of that special attack and special defense and put into speed. I would have been really happy. But I think he's a good option. But I will say this, the reason why I sort of don't recommend the decidueye is you can run Hisuian Lilligant, which is base 105 attack and 105 speed, and it's grass and fighting, and it has a crazy good signature move. So if you want a grass and fighting Pokemon on your team, there is another option, and you can always get that in an alpha version pretty much immediately. You can be caught in the second area, so keep that in mind. But I do enjoy my decidueye playthrough so far, but is it the best? Well, let's check out Samurott. And our last starter is Hisuian Samurott, who is the water and dark type. And a lot of people are sleeping on this Pokemon because of the design. I was sleeping on it for a while. But when you actually dive into the stats and move pool, this may actually be the best one. And I sort of want to make a case here. So attack is 108, special attack is 100. We're looking at our first genuine mixed attacker that can actually use both physical and special attacks well. Of course, we want to use more physical, but it's nice to have special attacks that are viable with 100. 90 HP makes us nice and bulky. 80 defense with that 90 HP is pretty solid. Bad special defense at 65, but that's okay. 85 speed makes us actually fast enough to be viable. I mean, decidueye at 60 is slow. Typhlosion is relatively fast at 95 for this game, so 85 is sort of right, a little in that upper middle area for speed, and I really like that, especially for agile style moves. And our signature move is a Ceaseless Edge, which is a dark physical move that does 65 damage. And the user slashes his shell blade at the target, aiming to land a critical hit. Shell splinters leave behind by this attack will continue to damage the opponent for several turns. So 1, this move has a high crit chance. 2, when you land this move, the opponent takes damage over time. And think of it like a fire spin, as you know, it will take damage at the end of the turn on top of taking damage from the attack itself. So this is really good DPS. This is a really good DPS move, and it has a high chance of critting. And it's stab. This is a really good move. It's a really good move. Do I think it's the best? It's up there with decidueye. It does more damage, and it has a high crit chance, and the crit chance applies to this move. Decidueye applies after the move, but it does lower the opponent's defense. Both are great moves. I think they're both definitely better than Typhlosions, but that's up for you to decide which one's the better one. I think this move is really good, though. And don't sleep on splinters. Like I said, dealing damage at the end of the turn, similar to like a poison, is really good, and you can still apply a status effect. So that's really good. Now, looking at the moveset, we have a lot of options. So normally only learns dark and water moves. You get your dual stabs. In both physically and specially, though, right? We're getting Hydro Pump. We're getting Night Slash. We're getting Dark Pulse. So Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, we can use that 100 special attack to great effect. We got Aqua Tail. We also get Aqua Jet, and we got Swords Dance. So we got setup moves along here too. And of course, Ceaseless Edge and Night Slash. So you have to decide between Night Slash and Ceaseless Edge. I'll perfectly pick Ceaseless Edge. Now, looking at the move tutor pool, we have a lot of different types that we can use here for our coverage. Whether you go physical or special. So let's say we're making a physical Samurai. So I'm liking Ceaseless Edge here, and I am liking Aqua Tail, right? So there to me are two good physical moves. And we can put on Swords Dance or Aqua Jet there as well as good options. But we can run Mega Horn, which is fantastic. That's a great move. We can run X-Scissor as well if you want another bug move that's more accurate with a high crit chance. You can run Psycho Cut and Poison Jab, which is going to be great coverage, especially Poison Jab to take out those fairy types. And I mean, Psycho Cut's just good coverage as well. You also get Aerial Ace, which is Never Missing Flying, pretty solid. And Iron Tail, you know, just another good physical move. But if you want to go mixed, and I think the real secret to this Pokemon is going mixed, because you want to probably run your physical water and dark move, but I think you would always run Ice Beam, just because that ice coverage is incredible, one of the best attacking types in the entire game. And then at that point, I would personally either go X-Scissor or Mega Horn or Poison Jab. But that's up for you to decide. But I really think this Pokemon has the best move pool out of the three. I think it really just makes the best use of all the moves because of its stats, good speed stat, good signature move. I think it's the most consistent over the board, and I think a lot of people are going to sleep on Samurott, but I don't think you should sleep on Samurott. But like I said, all the Pokemon are viable. You're going to have a fun time with all of them. I'm having a great time with Decidueye right now, but on my main playthrough on stream, I'll be running Samurott. Well, guys, let me know in the comment section below which Pokemon you're going to be starting out with. And like the video, subscribe to the channel for more guide content and other Pokemon Legends Arceus videos in the future. Peace out and have a great one.